Congress Party, a seemingly free and fair election for a new president of a candidate who is not a Gandhi seems to be crucial to its revival. At the same time, the candidate's equation with the Gandhis also becomes very important, even if they give up the top post. In this sense, Congress veteran and Rajasthan Chief Minister Ashok Gehlot ticks all the boxes. He's a senior leader who is seen as a Gandhi loyalist and is being persuaded to throw his hat in the ring for the position of president. But there seems to be a condition. Ashok Gehlot is not keen to give up the Chief Minister's chair in Rajasthan. So can he be president of the party and Chief Minister? Will that not violate what the party has decided against one person, one post in its last big meeting in Udaipur in May this year in the Chintan Shivir? Well, he certainly seems to think that he can hold both posts as per his comments today. Listen in.
एक नॉमिनेट होते हैं वो दो पद होते हैं। जहाँ कोई हाईकमान नॉमिनेट करती है वो दो पद चलाते हैं। ये चुनाव ओपन है सबके लिए। कांग्रेस कहती है चुनाव ओपन है, इसमें कोई भी खड़ा हो सकता है। ये तो जो 9,000 लोग हैं, 9,000 में से कोई भी व्यक्ति खड़ा हो सकता है, चाहे वो MP है, MLA है, मंत्री है, मुख्यमंत्री है। कल कोई कहते कि राज्य का मंत्री मैं खड़ा होना चाहता हूँ, तो वो हो सकता है, वो मंत्री भी रह सकता है और कांग्रेस अध्यक्ष भी बन सकता है। आप मुख्यमंत्री पद पर बने रहेंगे। वो तो समय बताएगा कि मैं कहाँ रहूँ कहाँ नहीं रहूँ, और मैं वहाँ रहना पसंद करूँगा जिससे मेरे को मेरे रहने के कारण से फायदा मिलता हो पार्टी को, तो मैं पीछे नहीं हटूँ।
तो सर दोनों पद आप संभाल सकते हैं, मुख्यमंत्री और अध्यक्ष।
मैंने कहा ना आपको, मैं जहाँ भी रहूँ, एक पद पे, दो पद पे, तीन पद पे, कहीं पे भी नहीं, तो मुझे एतराज नहीं होगा।
मैं जहां पर भी रहूं, एक पद पे, दो पद पे, तीन पद पे या कहीं भी नहीं. That's what Mr. Gehlot is saying. So clearly he wants to stay as chief minister. More importantly, he wants to keep his deputy chief minister and rival in the state, Sachin Pilot, out of that top post in the state. But he's not the only contender. Mr. Gehlot met with Mrs. Sonia Gandhi today, but we know that MP and former minister Shashi Tharoor also met with Sonia Gandhi earlier this week. And like Mr. Gehlot, seems to be keen on contesting as per sources. He's got the nod from 10 Janpath and today met with Madhusudan Mistry, who's the chairman of the body that will conduct the elections for the Congress party. Listen in to what he had to say.
क्या आप जानकारी मुझसे संतुष्ट हो गए हो?
वो बिल्कुल संतुष्ट हुए। उन्होंने जो जो सवाल हमसे किए थे इलेक्शन के रिलेशन के अंदर, वो हमने सब उनको क्लियर किया। उस पर उनको इलेक्टोरल रूल भी बताया है, उनको एजेंट कितने हो सकते हैं वो भी उनसे बात की, इलेक्शन एजेंट क्या करेगा वो बात भी कही उनसे, फॉर्म में किस तरह उनको भरना है वो भी उनको बताया है उसके अंदर। तो ये सब बात हो गई, संतुष्ट होके गए हैं वो।
So, as of now, it seems like a contest between a loyalist veteran leader and Mr. Tharoor, who has spent 13 years, no doubt, in the Congress, but was part of the group of leaders who have asked for reforms recently. Who has the better chance? Will there be more contenders? And is this truly going to be an election that will change things? What will the role of the Gandhis be if there is a non-Gandhi president? And will this individual then be actually given a free hand? To speak on this, I'm joined now by Mudit Agarwal, spokesperson of the Congress Party, Tehseen Poonawala, political analyst, Gargi Nandi Roy, political analyst, and Amitabh Tiwari, columnist and political analyst. Welcome to all of you, and thank you so much for speaking with us today. Mr. Agarwal, let me begin by just getting your view on what Mr. Gehlot said today. He seems to say that he can continue being Rajasthan Chief Minister and Congress President if he does first file his nomination and then wins the contest. Wouldn't that be going against some of the reforms the party wants to put into place, including one person, one post, sir?
Before I answer that, I mean, I have a slight objection, not really an objection, but a comment on the, when you say loyalist versus the outsider, I'm sure Mr. Tharoor himself would not like to be called an outsider. He's been a 3-time member of parliament. He's been in Manmohan Singh's cabinet. I'm pretty sure he's going to have a strong objection on him being called an outsider. As far as loyalists are concerned, you see, all congressmen, from the MP to the general secretaries to the normal Karyakarta, we all are loyal to the Congress party and Congress party's leaders, which is Sonia Gandhi in this case, who is our president right now. So as such, so outsider is not a tag I'm sure even Mr. Tharoor would like to have. See, as far as these elections are concerned, see, Congress always had internal democracy, whatever the media may say, but we always had internal democracy. We always had open elections in which anyone who is an elected delegate and has support of only 10 delegates out of 9,000 could fight elections. If you remember, Sitaram Kesri fought against, I believe Rajesh Pilot ji was there who fought against Sitaram Kesri. You had Sonia Gandhi against whom Jitin Prashad fought elections. So elections have always happened in Congress party. Media may choose to ignore it and not actually give it much importance, but we always had internal democracy. As far as I mean, the right question again for the media to ask is, obviously you should be worried about Congress internal elections because we are a political party and a very important political party in India. But you should also be talking about why there is no internal democracy in BJP. What I remember, even when Bangaru Lakshman was elected, Rajnath Singh ji became the president, or Nitin Gadkari became the president, they were selected by RSS.
But you know, Mr. Agarwal, may I say, I know you've come with your preparation of what, you know, every spokesperson has their sort of brief, and you've come with that brief, and I appreciate that. But in a span of your first 30 seconds, you've corrected me and asked me to say something specific or not to say something specific in my opening remarks. And then you've told me to speak about something entirely different, not what I've invited you here for at all. So how will that work, Mr. Agarwal?
See, there are two things
we'll have to
happening
talk
right
on
now.
what the topic is, isn't it?
I know. There are two things happening right now. I'm answering to a question, but I'm also addressing the wider audience who are looking at some sort of hypocrisy which is happening in Indian media right now when the BJP is not questioned or not having elections.
Let's not go from Congress president elections to internal democracy in the BJP to the state of Indian media. No, everything in the world is connected, sir.
Of course.
6 degrees of separation. Let's stick to what we're talking about today. Let's stick to what we're talking about today and allow me to take it forward and ask the question. Because if people have tuned in to watch a conversation about a very important election happening in the grand old party, which is India's largest opposition party, this is why we care, then let us talk about the issue that people have tuned in to watch. I think that's only fair. Otherwise, people can watch and, you know, get information on anything in the world. So coming back to the point, and let's begin with that. Shashi Tharoor on the one hand, Ashok Gehlot on the other. There could be others. Let me come back to the question. If Mr. Ashok Gehlot does make it to the position of Congress president, some may argue that he is a front runner and has a better chance. Others may say, not really. I don't know. We'll see. Don't you think he should then have to give up his position as Rajasthan Chief Minister? Can he keep both posts?
That's for the party to decide. Who am I to comment upon that? Everyone
You're
can
representing
have
the party, sir. That's why I'm asking you.
I am. But let's see what the party decides that time. I have no comments to make on that. Let's see what happens.
Who do you think is a stronger candidate, Mr. Agarwal?
Again, I would not have any preference. I mean, it's for anyone who wants to fight an election, has to fight an election, and then has to garner support among 9,000 elected delegates from all over India. I mean, that's for the Electoral College to decide whom they want to make the president. It's not my personal, what I want that matters. It's what 9,000 delegates that matter. That's what democracy is, internal democracy is all about.
Mr. Tiwari, there were reports today that Digvijay Singh may join the contest, Manish Tiwari may join the contest. Do you think we are going to see a healthy election over here? And can eventually any non-Gandhi president in today's day and age actually deliver on what the party needs to reform itself and to improve its electoral success?
Was that addressed to me?
Mr. Amitabh Tiwari, that question's for you.
Okay.
See, first of all, I mean, you have to give some credence to the fact that there is an election happening. If people like, and I'm not demeaning anybody, if people like Mukul Vasnik or KC Venugopal Rao, who were earlier touted as to become the president of the party, but now there are at least two mass leaders, one in the north and one in the south, who are going to participate in the elections. And Ashok Gehlot and both Tharoor are no pushovers. They have their mind of their own also. Secondly, when there has been a family, so Sonia Gandhi and Rahul Gandhi have been ruling, or rather have been at the helm for the last 24 years. So which means quarter of a century. I'll give you an interesting fact. From 1885 to 1998, before Sonia Gandhi became the president, there were 85 Congress president terms, which means the average tenure was 1.3 years. Today, you have a family which has been controlling for 24 years. So if they have been controlling for 24 years, it is very safe to assume that there cannot be a president in the party which will not have their blessings. Having said that, if tomorrow Ashok Gehlot or Shashi Tharoor wins the election, these are mass leaders. They may not necessarily follow the dictate of the Gandhi family. That is also possible because Kursi has the power. See, when you sit on the Kursi, and we've seen Sitaram Kesri has to be removed out of the convention because he was not willing to. So these are mass leaders. What it does is that it gives Congress party the ability to use its talent pool of whatever is left so that it can rejuvenate the party. What has happened is that over the years, the Gandhi family at the helm and the party weakening, it has not so many big leaders or mass leaders left. Neither has the family been accommodative to share power in the organization. Leave the government.
Right.
I mean, BJP has 13 vice presidents. Congress has 0. Rahul Gandhi was vice president, then he became president. So I would say that what will happen, we don't know. But Ashok Gehlot is an organizational man, is a mass leader. And with Priyanka and Rahul, he can use them as campaigners. And then, I mean...
So your bet is on Ashok Gehlot, Amitabh? Your bet is on Ashok Gehlot?
Sorry?
Your bet is on Ashok Gehlot?
Yeah. Because, I mean, he speaks Hindi, whatever said and done. I mean,
Okay.
You president who will speak Hindi because it is understood by almost 50% of the population. Secondly, he has more experience than Tharoor in government as well as in organization.
Tehseen, you
There's
agree
something
with
I
that?
wanted to say there.
Yeah, and let me just get Tehseen's view in. Yes, Tehseen, you agree with that?
Sure. Tamanna, first of all, thank you so much for having me tonight again on your wonderful show for this fantastic conversation about a party that I want to put out publicly that I completely support, and all my adult life since 18 I've always voted for. So I want to put that out absolutely transparently before your viewers. But there are 2 or 3 things that I want to raise before you. A, I agree to the point my very dear friend Mudit made, that both Dr. Tharoor and Ashok Gehlot are absolute insiders in the Congress. So there is absolutely no question of insider, outsider. They are both very dear to the Congress, to all Congress workers and to all Congress supporters. B, I have a slight difference of opinion with Mr. Tiwari, for whom I have a lot of respect and personally a lot of affection. You see, the BJP constitution does allow you to have multiple vice presidents. That's not true of the Congress constitution. For example, Tiwari ji, you will be absolutely sure, you will know as a political analyst that the BJP constitution's highest working body is their parliamentary body, but in the Congress it's the Congress Working Committee. So there are differences in the constitution of the 2 parties, just to put that clarity out to your question on why they have 13 vice presidents. But let's come to the more fundamental question that I want to raise, and I want to make 2 very pertinent points. Point number 1, whoever wins the election, whether it is Mr. Gehlot, whether it's Mr. Tharoor, whether it is somebody else, there is a process of elections. May the best candidate win, man or woman. In the BJP, a woman can never be the president of the BJP simply because the BJP president has to be from the RSS band of boys. But a more fundamental question that I want to raise is this, that I think at the end of the day, whoever is the president president, I want to put this out as a voter of the Congress. My loyalty and the loyalty of the 12 crore voters lie absolutely, unflinchingly with the Gandhi family. And there's a reason
Why,
for this. And please
Tehseen?
allow me to
Why,
make this
Tehseen?
reason. We know that the Gandhi family will never, may me just make this point, it's very important for this point to come out. The Gandhi family will never, ever, never, ever, never, ever compromise with the BJP or the RSS. They may lay down their life for this country as they have done in post-independence, but they won't compromise.
No,
And
are you
therefore,
saying,
unflinchingly, I
any
will always,
non-Gandhi
always
Congress
be
leader
loyal
would...
to the Gandhi
No,
family.
no, are
Let
you
me
saying
put
any
this
non-Gandhi
clear,
Congress
very
leader
clear,
would...
as a voter.
No, are you saying a non-Gandhi Congress leader would compromise with the BJP? Today you have Ashok Gehlot and Shashi Tharoor, both senior Congress leaders.
No, I am not saying that. I am not saying that.
Why don't they have the same amount of credibility in your eyes as someone with the surname of Gandhi?
Actually, let me just make it absolutely clear on one thing. They just like, and I'm not making this comparison for a negative reason, but for a positive reason. Just like BJP supporters know that their president comes from the RSS, the Congress voters vote for the Congress because of the Gandhi family, irrespective of the results, because of this non-compromise with the RSS. But I just want to make one historical fact clear. Of the 136-year history of the Congress, the Gandhis have only been in the position of presidentship, the Gandhi Nehru, for less than 45 years. So majority of the Congress presidents have been non-Gandhis. So let's be very clear on the history and why we have faith in the Gandhis.
I'm talking about the statement that you've just made, that all the Congress supporters at the end of the day have loyalties only with the Gandhis. Gargi Nandi Roy, if I was someone who had to contest, if I was Ashok Gehlot or Shashi Tharoor, I'd be feeling very insecure today. That I'm maybe just a rubber stamp or a proxy. I don't really matter.
They also know that our loyalty is with the Gandhis.
Hi, Tessie.
They also know
Tessie is a dear friend. Yeah.
Of course they know it. Sorry, sorry, Miss Roy.
Sorry, you're on the show where everyone gets to speak. So let Miss Roy also speak. Yes.
So sorry, I apologize for that. I apologize. Please do speak. Please, I'm sorry.
So I think, Tamanna, whoever the face may be, the character and state of Congress is not going to change. And at the moment, they may be looking for somebody outside the Gandhi family. The reason being is not Rahul Gandhi is that scion or is like that scion of a business family who wants all the advantage and privilege, but not the responsibility. And he doesn't want to be blamed for any failure in any coming assembly elections. Maybe that is the reason. But who will be their ultimate leader, will be their prime ministerial candidate. And already we are seeing how state units are supporting Rahul Gandhi. They want Rahul Gandhi. And see why Mr. Gehlot does not want to give up his chief minister's post. There is a reason. Because he knows nothing is going to change much in another 5 years. So why should he lose his position of power? So see, there is a vision. They are fighting against the BJP vision. And there is no constructive alternate vision. There is only an ambition for opposition. So to fight BJP, Congress needs a vision. And for Congress, there is a culture of psychophancy. And this culture has been coming, I think, from Indira Gandhi's time. When you remember Indira is India, India is Indira. So that's the reason, Tehseen, you have to accept that Congress has not allowed, or the Gandhi family has not allowed any good leadership to come up in secondary or tertiary level. And for any party to grow, you need that. So today, if they want somebody, obviously he'll be a family loyalist, somebody like Gehlot, because they do not want somebody who is very erudite, intelligent, can have his own mind. And since the spokesperson even took the name of Sitaram Kesri, I want to remind Tehseen also, everybody knows how unceremoniously Sitaram Kesri was removed from the office to make space for Sonia Gandhi. And how Congress Gandhi family treats their leaders. How Congress Gandhi family treats their leaders.
May I respond to Ms. Roy?
All right, Mudit's response. Mudit Agarwal is responding, yes.
I think Mrs. Gargi's hate for Gandhis is very evident here. You see, let's understand something about democracy and internal party democracy. Give me a second.
He's a nice person.
I've seen the way you have...
may not be a great politician. He's a nice person. But
all right, let him. Okay, she's saying don't use the word hate. There is no hate. There is no hate. Nothing personal. Yes, Mr. Agarwal, go ahead.
It's good people are talking about love and not hate these days. I like that in the show. Let's understand something about democracy. Gargi, thank you so much. Thank you so much for appreciating that. Let's understand something about democracy and internal party democracies. You see, in Congress party, leader will be somebody whom the Congress workers want. I want to challenge Mirror now. Go to Congress workers. You will find 99% of Congress workers want Gandhis as their leaders. That's why they are leaders. If they did not want, they would not be leaders. As far as mass leaders in Congress are concerned, look at Rahul Gandhi. You have lakhs of people joining his yatra. I'm sorry to say, why have Indian media almost blacklisted that. They don't show that at all. Number one, you have leaders.
We're showing the pictures. We're showing the pictures.
No,
We've been covering it.
I just saw Mr. Modi going for those leopards in Madhya Pradesh, and how that was covered from
Sir,
end
they were
to end.
cheetahs.
I mean, nothing like that. Nothing like that is happening.
Mr. Agarwal, they were cheetahs. 70 saal ke baad aaye cheetah.
Tamanna, let me at least complete my point. I'm not talking about Mirror now only. I'm talking about media in general. So there you would see the mass leader. You see, election and loss can run on different factors. One of the biggest factors in which Congress, I will agree, has lost ground over years. But one of the biggest reasons is we were unable to handle identity politics. That has nothing to do with Rahul Gandhi. That has to do with the way politics of India has happened for the last 20 years.
But Mr. Agarwal, may I ask you a question?
Last thing. When you talk about the mass leaders, we have mass leaders near in every state. There are certain states we are not doing well. I mean, go to Madhya Pradesh, go to Rajasthan, go to Gujarat, go to Maharashtra. You will have mass leaders in party. So, I mean, to say Congress is devoid of mass leaders and Gandhis are afraid of leaders coming up is simply untrue. Is what I would say.
But, a couple of things anecdotally, the fact that you have large leaders who are exiting at a frenetic pace, that is worrying. But I want to ask you something else. No, they are on acquisition spree. But anyway, I want to ask you something else, Mr. Agarwal. And an important point to make.
Do you approve of the acquisition spree the way they are appropriating leaders? Do you approve of that?
A point that Tehseen and Mudit both made. Let me ask you about that. And it's borne out by the fact that you have several state units of the Congress party who've passed resolutions saying they want to see Rahul Gandhi as the president. You're saying that Congress workers want Gandhi's.
Yeah, that's where the power comes from.
Congress workers want Gandhi's. My question: Why aren't they ready to be in the election? Why is Rahul Gandhi not ready to be president then? My question is that if this is the situation, isn't the whole... Can I ask the question, Mudit? Can I ask the question? Mr. Agarwal, may I ask my question? May I ask my question? The problem is that with such a loud clamor for Rahul Gandhi, this whole election process almost seems farcical. Today, when Mr. Gehlot is looking like he's pleading, can I please keep my chief minister's position? I know you want me to run for president, but I want to stay on as chief minister. He is not looking like someone who wants to go into an election and win it. He is looking like someone who's been asked to be part of this election. Isn't the process looking farcical? If the Congress workers want the Gandhis, let them lead the party officially. Why then this whole election situation?
Okay, so you had a pretty long question. I'm sure you will... No, wait a minute, Gagi, give me a second. You have asked such a long question. Give me 2 minutes to answer this. This is very, very interesting these days. If Rahul Gandhi wanted to become the president, then you would have had a debate why he wants to become the president. Now that he does not want to become, now you're saying why he does not want to become. I mean, that's a very funny situation which is being created here right now. So I don't, as far as the elections are concerned, you see, you will have different candidates. They will showcase what they want to do with the Congress party to the Congress elected delegates. And I would say, let the best man win. Period. I mean, whatever is happening these days, whatever the different candidates say will be judged by Congress delegates from all over India. And then they will decide whom they want to be their president. It's as simple as that.
But you're saying they've already decided. You've said they've already decided. Tehseen, why should the Congress or the Gandhis care what the media thinks? Mudit is probably right. Mr. Agarwal is right. If Rahul Gandhi says, I want to be president, most media, all of media will have a debate. Why does Rahul Gandhi want to be president after, such a poor track record of electoral defeats, etc.? Could be. We will do a debate in any case. Why do you care?
We will do that.
Why do you care? I'm saying, why do you care what debates the media has? Mr. Poonawalla, my question to you very simply is, if they are going to de facto, lead the party, Tehseen ke liye sawal, 1 second. If they are going to de facto lead the party in any case, everyone already wants them, and you want me to call both Shashi Tharoor and Gehlot loyalists. So if two loyalists are only going to be as part of the race, then what's the point?
Absolutely.
What is the point?
Yeah. I'll explain that to you. So just let me go down history and I'll just take a little time. Even in 2017, when Shri Rahul Gandhi ji became president of the Congress, please understand it was not a selection, it was an election. Except he was elected unopposed. There's always Tamanna, the Congress constitution mandates an election, and that election is monitored by the Election Commission of India. It's not an election that is internal, it is monitored by the Election Commission of India, which anyone can challenge in a court of law. It's not a selection process. A. B. So that's first part. So should Mr. Rahul Gandhi decide to stand for election, Mudit or whoever the delegates will decide, should they choose Mr. Rahul Gandhi, should they choose Shashi Tharoor, should they choose Ashok Gehlot, whoever. Now, B. We are coming to an election that is who the candidates are will happen. अभी बच्चा पैदा ही नहीं हुआ, हम उसके मुंडन की तैयारी करें, पहले बच्चा तो पैदा होने
अरे दो आ गए हैं तहसीन. This dialogue was fine when we had no candidates. No. This dialogue was fine when we had no candidates. There are two now.
Have they
And you are
officially
calling
announced?
bachchas and mundan.
Have they officially announced?
There are no. 1 second, Tamanna, you're making an error. Please, Tamanna, you're making an error. As of now, officially, there are no candidates. This is all in the realm of speculation. There could be more men, there could be more women, there could be Hindus, Muslims, Sikhs. The Congress is inclusive. A Hindu, Muslim, Sikh, a woman can contest. A woman cannot contest in the BJP and become president. It doesn't exist. Congress is inclusive. So
We'll discuss that when that election happens. I hope to see a woman. I hope to see a woman as a candidate. Okay, Gargi, let Gargi come in very quickly. Gargi coming in very quickly. Yes.
I hope so too.
Gargi coming in very quickly. Let's listen to Gargi now, please.
Let me get 10 seconds.
Very much that it will be discussed when BJP has elections.
Okay,
I will invite you.
The woman should always get to speak on this panel.
State units,
What I like to know.
while all state units are in favor of Mr. Rahul Gandhi is Tamanna, because even in state units, such chiefs are chosen who are close to the family, who have the blessing of the family.
No
As I
idea.
told you before, there's a culture of psychophancy. Tehseen, you have to accept
No,
that.
you don't know how it
You
functions,
don't know what you're
Gargi
talking
ji.
about.
Gargi
No
ji.
idea what you're talking about.
Gargi ji, is there any political party
Gargi, it
today?
doesn't work
1
like that.
minute. 1 minute.
You have no idea. She
Gargi
has
ji.
no idea what she's
1
talking
minute.
about.
Can I ask a question to
No.
Gargi ji? Is there any political party today which
Can I
doesn't
make
have
one point, Tamanna,
big
just
leader?
1 point to Gargi, a
Tehseen,
friend of mine?
can I also speak? Can I also speak, please? One minute. Is there any political party, Gargi ji, today which
Sure,
doesn't
please,
have
sorry.
one big leader who is adored by all the cadre? The BJP doesn't have a huge leader in the face of the Prime Minister of the country who everyone adores. Let's look at any political party. The TMC doesn't have one big leader, right? All parties have it. The Samajwadi Party doesn't have one big leader. So why shouldn't the Congress have that as well? Why should it be? That is how Indian politics is. This is how Indian politics
Tamanna, I
is.
just want one word, please.
That's our decision.
Please give me a line. Tamanna, can I have a line?
Yes.
Just one line.
Yes.
Can I please have one line?
BJP, see how many presidents
Just
we
one line.
have had. Now is
Okay,
Tehseen.
Tehseen,
Gargi ji, can I just have one line?
Tehseen, quick one line.
Yeah. Okay, Tehseen.
Gargi ji, can I just have one line?
And
Gargi ji,
who
can I please
elected
have
those
one line?
presidents of BJP?
Yeah, please.
Thank you.
Gargi
See,
ji, who elected
Tamanna, the
those presidents of
principal
BJP?
difference, Tamanna, the principal difference, Tamanna, the principal difference between, say, a TMC, a NCP, the erstwhile Shiv Sena, KCR's party, etc., and the Congress is, while all these other parties, the NCP, Mamta Ji's party, etc., those people are owners of the party. The Gandhis are not owners of the Congress. They're custodians of the Congress in whom we put our trust. And it is this trust factor that drives us. Please believe me, ours and Mudit's and mine is not to question why, ours is but to do or die. That is our love for the party. Now you can question our chemistry for the Gandhis. That's your right.
I wish I had someone from the TMC to respond to you claiming that Mamta Banerjee is the owner of the party.
We are unashamed of it. Why do you have a problem with it?
No, no, you can
Yes,
be
but the Gandhis aren't
completely
the
a
owners of the
loyalist.
Congress. They are custodians of the Congress.
No one is
If
going to come and
nobody
say they are
represents
owners
us-
of the party. Okay, quick word,
The
quick.
thing is not custodian.
See, the
It's not
funny
about
part
No,
it's a
is,
in a
dynastic
political party
politics. You
system,
are not
nobody is the
understanding
owner.
that a
Nobody is the
dynastic
owner. It's not a
politics
company.
can
One
be-
minute, Amitabh Tiwari, do you expect?
Yes,
1 minute. Let's
but-
get to the
No,
political
family
analysis.
parties have
Amitabh
been
Tiwari, the one
because
person
there
who's
is no
keeping
other
quiet
leader.
on the panel, let him also speak. Amitabh Tiwari, do you expect more contenders, or is this going to be it? Ashok Gehlot, Shashi Tharoor, and is this going to be a real contest or a Gandhi-backed selection?
There could be more candidates because it is in the interest of the Gandhi family to really show that a fair process, electoral process has taken place. So they could encourage more leaders to participate. And they are officially saying that they are backing no one, number one. Number two, it seems that with the appointment or with the likely anointment, let's say, of Ashok Gehlot, Congress party will be killing two birds with one stone. So they have an issue in Rajasthan which they need to solve. Otherwise, it is going to blow out. And somebody is asking, or rather, a lot of people are asking for a new president to be appointed. Then why not Ashok Gehlot, who is probably one of the sharpest organizational men available in the party now? On the point of regional parties being in the control of the families, today, before this show, I saw a news that Jagan wants to be the permanent president of YSR Congress. So, I mean, we can debate whether they are the owners or the de facto owners, but that is a point which is there. And my friend Tahseen was talking about the difference in the constitution between the Congress and the BJP. All state units today of Congress have 5 to 6 working presidents. And Rahul Gandhi was a vice president, and then he became president. So at least that one position is vacant. So at least that one position of vice president, even if it is vacant. So it means, or it shows that it was specifically created for Rahul, because at that point of time, Sonia ji was not keeping well, and that vice president position was perhaps created, or if it was not created, then it should have been filled with some other leaders, because that is the reason why leaders are leaving the party, because you are not in government, so you don't have places to accommodate leaders, but you are not even willing to accommodate leaders in the organization.
that's not true. But that's not
Vice
true.
President
See,
post
what you-
vacant for the past 5 years now.
Quick response from Mudit. Mudit, quick response. Mr. Agarwal will respond. Yes.
Mr. Amitabh ji may not be aware, we have several general secretaries in the party who are in charge of different states. Then we have in charges for nearly every state. Every in charge is only one state. He may not be general secretary, but he's in charge of the complete state. Then you have over 100 secretaries in Congress. Then you have media cells. You have different departments. You have frontals like Youth Congress, Mahila Congress. You have a paraphernalia of leaders. So I don't know what Mr. Amitabh is talking about.
What
Maybe he's not
happened to
aware
the
of
post of
Congress
vice
happening.
president on which
But
Rahul
you can
Gandhi
have
was
different.
there?
So I
What
tell you.
happened to that
So in
post?
BJP,
That
so I'll
post
just
is
tell you.
vacant.
Arey Baba, it's not about the post. In BJP, when you have a vice president, he is assigned a couple of states. So he is vice president in charge of a few states. In that, we call him general secretary. So we have a general secretaries. We have in
Even
charges
in
of state who are
BJP,
not
there is
general
president
secretaries. We have
organization.
CWC members.
Even in
No, no,
BJP,
1 minute.
CWC members.
What
Structure is entirely
What
different.
happened to that position after
What happened
Rahul
to the
Gandhi
position?
vacated
Vice
it?
president
1
position
minute.
vacant for the past
What?
5 years.
It's not like
And
that
the
position
interim
didn't
president for the
exist
past 3 years.
before.
Yes, I'll answer
So
that.
what? Okay.
I'll answer
Can I
that.
ask you
Tessin
a
wants to
question?
answer that.
Why does-
Tessin
Can I
wants
ask
to
you a
answer that.
question?
I'll
Yeah.
answer it.
Can I ask you a question? Just 10 seconds, Tessin. Just 10 seconds. So I can today ask, why does BJP
Yeah,
does
no,
not
may I
have a
just answer
working
it, Mudit bhai,
president?
then you can
I mean,
answer.
No, no,
Just-
that's
just
not
quickly.
answering a question.
why
That's
does-
asking
why
another
does-
question.
So let me ask this. Why does BJP
Not
does not have
ask,
a
you have to
working
answer,
president?
sir.
Arey Baba, so
You
it's
have
the
to
same way.
answer.
now. I
You
can-
have to
Yeah.
ask. 1 second.
So
Yes, Tessin.
so BJP has
Tessin,
different
if I'm
posts, we
only
have
going to get
different
an
posts.
answer. Yes, Tessin. What happened to the
Because you
position
keep
of vice
interrupting,
president
Tamanna.
after Rahul Gandhi
You
vacated
have
it?
that
I want
Yes.
to answer.
You have that post which is vacant. You have the post which
So
is
I'll
Amitabh,
tell
let
you
him
what happened.
respond.
Just give me-
Amitabh, let him
just-
respond.
May I please answer that? May I please answer that? Yes. Yes. when Shri Rahul Gandhi ji resigned and stepped down, even as General Secretary after the 2019 loss in the elections, what was decided when Mrs. Gandhi became interim president is the new president will reconstitute both the CWC, the highest working body, and other positions. It is for this elections after which the prerogative of the president to reconstitute it. Please, let's not get into it. Now the BJP reconstituted its parliamentary board. The president only did it. In the Congress, there are certain constitutional obligations. Why there's only one vice president in nationally and so many statewide? Because the constitution allows it. And I'm telling you, if there is anything flawed in the constitution of the Congress, it comes under the Election Commission of India. You will challenge it in court.
All right, we'll see.
Nobody challenges it.
We'll see who the president is.
Yes, it is.
We'll see who the president is. It's process. We'll see who the president is. We'll see if there are more nominations. And then we'll see what this new president comes and does. It is obviously going to be a long process. It's going to be an interesting one because to see internal democracy work in a large party and will it really work is very, very crucial. We'll keep our eye on the story. Thank you so much, Mudit Agarwal, Tehseen Poonawala, Gargi Nandi Roy and Amitabh Tiwari for joining us today on the show. I'm going to take a very short break, but